Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Idle Angels video, and today we are going to be covering the topic of Taurus. Here on the top of the screen you can see that I just moved a code. It's still available. It's going to give you 10 blue scrolls, and I hope that I'm not going to forget to put it down in the description. The code should be available until 20th of May, something like that, so you still have some time to use the code to get 10 blue scrolls. But as promised, I am making the Taurus video. Once again, I'm very sorry that it took me so long to make this video. It turned out Taurus is quite simple to understand, in my opinion. I don't know why it took me so much time to make sure that I'm not going to bait anyone with building or not building Taurus. But overall, let's jump straight up into the guide so that we don't waste time anymore. My overall view about Taurus is that she is more of a PvP angel, but she is incredibly good on PvE with incarnation level 3, so you can keep that in mind, mainly because she provides nice buffs. And also, I'm not sure how the date evasion interaction works on PvE, but I'm pretty sure that a maxed out Taurus can help you on PvE. For that, your DPS will survive as well, but I will be explaining it a bit further once we go to the MR and incarnation level skills. Before we start, for the newer players, basically you can level up an angel to level 400, but in order to reach level 400, this angel needs to be upgraded. And how it works is, if the angel is SSR plus base level, you can get it to maximum of 220th level. If the angel is UR plus, or MR based angel, the startup is level 300, so the cap is level 300, and then you need to build MR 1 to 5, increasing it with 20 levels per each star that you get, and you will be able to reach the maximum of level 400. Here on the below of the chart, you can see that there is a average suggestion of how many scrolls it will take you to reach a certain level of a certain rarity, and the MR and incarnation levels cost the same amount of blue scrolls. Of course, you might get luckier and get it faster with lower spendage, or you might be unlucky and it will cost you more blues, but the average will be plus minus 20 blue scrolls of the amount that it's written over here, and most of the times it will be quite accurate, plus minus 5 on the blue scrolls showed over here. When it comes to the awakened levels, as I said, I have two suggestions over here for Taurus. My first suggestion is that you build MR1 and then incarnation level 3, and you leave Taurus at that. If you are focusing on PvE, you don't really care about the PvP, or you don't have that many supports built up yet. This means that your roster doesn't have 7, 8, 9 supports or 11 supports built up. Then MR1 incarnation level 3 is good enough to help you with Havoc, good enough to help you with Nightmare Dungeon, good enough to help you with early to mid game PvP. Taurus will be useful, but please do not build Taurus if this is your first support. I mainly think that because her buffs and utilization is nice, but in my opinion, other supports provide more usefulness towards the PvE and the PvP aspects of the game, which will allow you to farm more blue scrolls. So later on you can go on and decide to build Taurus, but by all means, I do believe that MR1 incarnation level 3 is a nice stop for Taurus, and you can get it just at that point. Personally, I'm still debating. I have tomorrow to decide if I want to build Taurus now or during anniversary, when there's the rerun of all angels. Main reason for that is because I am still unsure if I want to max out some of my other supports first before building a new support, mainly because I already have 11 supports that I find useful for PvE. after you get the MR and Incarnation level 3, I suggest that building another set of supports, like 5 to 6 more supports to fill the 11 supports with 1 DPS to clear PvE. It will be very, very important. And after that, you definitely would like Taurus to be maxed out with MR and Incarnation level, because I do find her very, very useful for PvP. And for PvP, as you already know, maxing out an angel is very, very nice. The second suggestion is just, if you already have beaten the PvE, you're a endgame player, or you already have enough good build-up support and you're looking straight up for the PvP aspect of the game, then definitely go with the maxing out Taurus. She seems incredible, she seems very, very nice, she can protect your DPS into the PvP. So in my opinion, there's no mistake in fully building a Taurus. When it comes to the basic skills, her first skill grants a shield equal to 50% of her max HP to herself for 2 rounds, and if an Oathbound is present on the battlefield, also grants the same shield. So how it works is Taurus will be probably placed in position 3 most of the times, because Taurus passive is that whenever she's in position on the front 1, 2, or 3, she will be providing benefits to the ally on the back line on the same position. So if you're placing Taurus on 1, she will be providing buffs for position 5. If you're placing Taurus on position 2, she will be providing buffs for position 4. And if you're placing Taurus on position 3, she will be providing buffs for position 6. And as you already know, we are mostly putting our DPS on position 6 almost all of the times. So pretty much Taurus gets the position 3 slot filled permanently until we see another angel show up. When it comes to the UR second skill, which is her normal second skill, permanently increases max HP by 10% and stacks up to 3 times. From this, we can already tell she is a max HP based angel, which is nice because it means she will be very, very tanky for PvP. But this also means for PvE, she's not a DPS, she's a support. Because we know that all supports provide attack and damage buffs, and those attack and damage buffs don't help HP-based angels to deal damage for PvE. When it comes to the UR plus power, Taurus starts the battle with Steadfast, cannot be stacked. When controlled, consume this status to negate the control effect and last until the end of the battle. Basically, this makes it that if you don't have Merlin built right now, you can get an enemy that has a Pandora on position 1, your Taurus is maxed out position 3, she will be able to cast her skills in order to protect your DPS on position 6, and you don't really need to build Merlin. Of course, in super late game you will still need Merlin, but in the mid games where your enemies all have Pandora and you're annoyed by Pandora and you cannot beat that Pandora team, you can just build Taurus, and Taurus will be able to cast her skill, protect your DPS, and hopefully your DPS will be able to cast, and then from then on to win the battle for you. When it comes to the passive, this is what I have brought out for Taurus. Of course, you can also use the Law of Eternity, but for PvE, I think it will be better not to have the Law of Eternity on Taurus. Probably the goal will be for Taurus to cast her Incarnation skill and then to die, so other supports can go onto her place and buff the DPS even more. When it comes to the MR powers, how do they work and what do they do exactly? So her MR power deals 25% true damage based on her max HP, 2 times to the same column enemies. So if she is on position 3, she will be hitting position 3 and 6 of the enemies. And her damage is increased by charge, which is basically she gets charge whenever she gets attacked. 30% of the damage that it's supposed to be dealt to her, she will not take, but she will store it as charge and then release it back to the enemy whenever she casts her MR skill, which is very, very nice. And it can store up to 500% of her max HP, so you want to stack as much HP as possible onto Taurus. For PvE, I don't think that this will deal any significant damage, but for PvP it should be very, very nice. MR1 will give her 200 energy. MR2 is the 50% HP increase. MR3 deals total of 3 attacks, not 2. MR4 will increase her HP to 100% of max HP, and MR5 will start ignoring 60% of the damage taken. So primarily the MR powers after MR1 more or less seem to be for the PvP, not for the PvE aspect of the game. Her incarnation powers, she will get a golden horn for 2 rounds, which basically works as a death evasion for herself, but also grants Might Surge, which is 50% incarnation, the ER damage, 50% skill damage to the ally that is behind her, and also she gives a passive that the backline ally gets an ult. So Taurus will be getting 50% of the damage dealt that is to the backline ally. Taurus will be tanking for that DPS, which is incredibly strong in my opinion. Some really nice damage mitigation for PvP, and she will be starting with 1 golden horn. Incarnation power 1 will give her 1 more willpower, so she can cast her incarnation power pre-battle. Incarnation power 2 will allow her to gain more willpower after she takes an action, which is very nice because she will be recovering nice incarnation powers. And if you already have other angels that provide more willpower, like Ruff, it will be very good because she will be able to cast every single round her incarnation powers. Incarnation power 3 will allow her that the Might Surge also increases 50% attack. So in my opinion, that's why incarnation level 3 becomes very useful for PvE, because you get 50% skill damage, 50% incarnation power damage, and 50% attack. Then Taurus gets 100% of the damage dealt to be taken. So at incarnation level 4, she kind of just becomes the tank that will taunt the enemy in a way to protect the ally, something that Heimdall used to do back in the day. And incarnation level 5, 50% of the damage dealt by the ally provides a blockable damage to Taurus, and the passive will be that Taurus will start the battle with 2 stacks of golden horn, which is very nice because this means she will be having 2 death evasions. And in a way, with incarnation level 5, more or less she will be able to survive the first attack of a boss on her own. For the Relic, I do suggest using her own Relic because it gives HP, and the substats, you really are looking for HP. HP percentage or normal HP on 3 of those stats will be incredibly good, and make sure to level it to level 90 because it will be very helpful and useful. When it comes to the gear ascension, what I do suggest is to get tier 5 belt as fast as possible, and from there on you can move to the other ones to be reaching the tier 5, but the belt one is the one that provides HP, so we are more going to be focusing on that one mostly. When it comes to the artifact, again, HP with damage reflection will be our goal, after which crit chance, crit damage, leech, attack, and the rest don't matter that much. On the wardrobe, max HP with endurance. The rest don't really matter if it's going to be attack, intelligence, strength, agility. I'm not sure what type of an angel she was. Let me just quickly check. So she is a mage. So since she is a mage, we are going with attack because this will bring out the min and maximum attack to higher levels. When it comes to the gems, we want the HP gem, attack, defense, and defense penetration as last. And the illusion corridor gem, you are going to be wanting the, in my opinion, the Sanctuary Maiden. It's a good option for her because she's stacking a lot of HP and she can be reflecting nice amount of damage, but also you can just slam a Void Shadow gem on her and it will be working just as good as the damage reflection gem. And of course we want as high as possible max HP to her. Then buff received and speed are another good options, and in my opinion nothing else is that incredible, but you could also be going for some defense like defense plus 10% in order to make her more tankier, like physical damage reduction, magic damage reduction. But in my opinion, the HP is the most important with the buff received, and speed will be helping you for PvP. And if you're looking for the PvP, speed is better than getting the damage mitigation, in my opinion. Affinity and Fate, your primarily goal is to have the Aiden and Heimdall one, because that's what provides her HP, and also get at least to 2000 in Affinity in order to have this one be activated without having the Angel in the main lineup. But of course you will also want to reach 6000 Affinity as fast as possible, because this is going to provide her more HP with each checkpoint that you reach on the Affinity. And lastly, when it comes to the pet, you always have the option to choose whatever pet you want, but from the free-to-play pets, I do suggest the Celestial White, because it's HP effect that provides shield. From the pay-to-win, there are quite a lot of options that provide you HP, and I think Azura was the one that provides more defenses, but in my opinion also the Rainbow Guardian, the Heimdall one, it's probably the best opportunity that you can pick for Taurus, because she will be reflecting this way a lot of the damage that she takes. And in my opinion, your goal kind of with Taurus is to make her as tanky as possible with as much HP as possible in order to reflect as much damage as possible towards the enemies for PvP. When it comes to PvE, it wouldn't really make any change whichever pet you want and choose, because your primary goal is to just have a 5-star pet in order to increase her max HP as possible. But once again, for PvE, she doesn't provide the buff based on max HP, so in the end for PvE I don't think the pet will actually make a that big of a difference. So this is going to be about the Taurus guide. I do hope that this is going to clear out the confusion, should you build her or should you not build her. If you have any questions or you hesitate if you want to build her or not, make sure to post it down in the comments or join the Discord channel. I will gladly try to answer before her banner runs out. But once again, thank you all for watching, thank you all for showing your support and subscribing to the channel. It really means a lot to me, and I'll definitely see you on the next video.